welcome back to the Denver Open Series. We're here in the Legacy Open with Jason Bulkowski. You're fresh off a top 4 in the Standard Open already, which is not quite as good as you did last time, top 2, but returning to Legacy, which you played a fair bit of Legacy, as I recall.
Yeah, mostly with Dredge. A while ago, about a year ago, I actually got 9th a year ago here with a similar list, switching to Bloodgas over Icarids, which is a little bit of a departure from the quad laser list, which are probably the main list you'll see.
So let's talk about the Dredge list you're playing here, which you don't have Icarids. That was like one of the first things we can start off with. Right. You've got the Bloodgas engine. Why do you prefer this?
The thing is, when you have the reanimation package with Dread Return, you're going to want to be, I think you want to be faster, and that's why Flamekin is there. The Sun Titan helps you get to the Flamekin, and when you're going off, Icarid's just too slow. The turn you dredge it, you have to wait another turn to get it back into play, and then either cast a therapy to kill it and get a token, or wait till the end of the turn again. And I just felt like that was way too slow. With Bloodgas, as soon as it goes in the graveyard, if I have a land in my hand or if I can reanimate Sun Titan, they're right in play, and I can use the ability to sacrifice them with therapy or a second Dread Return and create a whole bunch of tokens very fast, which helps me win right away.
So you've basically taken it and put it more as a combo finish deck than the traditional Dredge decks which have some kind of like long grind to them.
Yeah, I feel like the Quad Laser, the traditional list, is more of a grindy aggro deck with a graveyard engine, and I didn't really feel like it was a combo deck, and I wanted to play Dredge as a combo deck, and that's what I built here.
Okay. In addition, we've talked about these guys. Most of the list is like pretty standard Dredge. We're going to obviously have the list up for everyone to see. Not a lot of big card choices in Dredge beyond the reanimation targets.
Right.
Where you go from. But your sideboard, you've got some spicy meatballs.
That's where we get fun.
Spicy robots, I guess, if you want to call it that. We've got Painter Servant, Grindstone, and Enlightened Tutor, all ×4, along with 3 Unmasks as sort of like a reverse Force of Will for this combo finish.
Right. So this actually came up earlier this year. I was playing in Phoenix, and we saw the top 8 decks the week before in Iowa, and Daniel Rude actually had this sideboard. I think he also had a similar main deck to what I was running, and when I saw his sideboard, I kind of looked toward to my play buddy Joe Lawson, and we said let's do it. And I finished 9th, and I missed out on tiebreakers by like 0.6%. So I just got jumped in the end. The deck performed very well. I liked the sideboard. The next event I went to, which was Vegas, top 8 there with the same list. I think it's really fun. And it's really surprising.
What do you think the Painter Servant combo adds to post-board games? Where is it really performing?
This is why I want to play it, because typically with Dredge, you win the first game most of the time, and then you go into this mental battle of what are they going to bring in? What do I have to bring in to combat that? And when we saw this, we were just thinking, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You board this in, and they can bring in all their graveyard hate, make their deck slower, and even in the Dredge shell, it's still fairly fast.
Sure. So, I mean, it's a combo that can win off of really one, and I guess technically, if you can somehow get your Painter Servant to play and you have an LED for your Grindstone.
Right, exactly. I try, because they're boarding in the graveyard, I try not to let the Painter Servant hit the graveyard.
Yeah.
But even still, I do leave in the Dread Returns just in case that happens. But yeah, it's another way to kill them quickly without utilizing the graveyard.
So what is the transformation? What do you bring out?
Okay, the Grave Trolls come out. Obviously the breakthroughs. Both targets. 9. All 4 of the Narcomoebas come out, and then 2 cards, which I try to keep the black cards in because of Unmasked, but it typically ends up becoming 2 bridges.
Okay. So you sort of still have the basic I can kind of be the Dredge aggro deck then after that, in the post-board games, where you still have these Bloodgas and.
I mean, you have them, but the reason I like to leave the Bloodgas is, for one, they're black, and 2, they help you cast the flashback on therapy.
Okay, that makes sense. So, do you ever win games other than the Painter Servant thing in post-board games, assuming you bring in Painter Servant?
Typically not. I mean, if you bring it in, that's kind of what you're going for. There's it's kind of an all or nothing either way.
What are the matchups where you definitely bring it in, and the ones where you definitely don't?
It depends on. Unfortunately, a lot of players will go through their sideboard and put cards down individually, and so I mean, if they want to bring in more than 3 cards, then maybe I'll think about
instantly
just shuffle the whole thing in. And the matchups where you don't want to bring it in is the Omnitel decks, anything with anything with Emrakul, which I'm not gonna lie, I've done that before. But most decks where you see like Delver would be a good idea, as long as you're not too worried about counters, which you have a little bit of defense to get through that. So, because that's a matchup where they can bring in Surgical and Snapcasters and just
really just cut you out pretty bad.
So, which happened game 2 this round. So, yeah, I think it's a strong alternative to the typical dredge board, which can be kind of daunting.
I'll give you one more shout out here for the sweet zombie tokens we have here.
Yeah, these are pretty cool. A year ago when we actually played in Denver, we started and I had Doug Schuler alter a token, and since then, any event that we've gone to, there's been an artist. I've asked them if they're comfortable to alter a token, and so we've got a baker's dozen here of some pretty cool cards.
So I guess the most important question is, do you ever run out of zombies?
It can happen.
All right, well, we've got more alters to do then.
Yeah,
thanks for coming in, Jason.
Thanks.